Sunday, Monday morning, August 24th. What's up? Your boys return for the live morning chats, the walks. I hope everybody's weekend went well. Hope you were productive. I hope you relaxed. Hope you had a blast as we continue to pandemic for, March, April, May, June, July, August. What's it, about the fifth month of pandemicing? The fifth month of pandemicing? Yeah, and it's like he's trying to open up some, but we're not going to open it up all quick and stuff. Hold on a second. What is this? Am I noticing something here? What is this? Oh, they've added some new stuff to this. Oh, okay. So, what's up? Yeah, DeAndre, what's up, brother? Welcome. I think they probably, if I'm not mistaken, they might have added the chat ability back. We know when people come on, you can go live with them the way you used to talk. That was awesome. Hope they bring that back. Give you a chance to really talk to people. Who knows? We might get lucky today. After I get through talking today, let me see if that whole thing works. Interesting. Anyway, welcome back from the weekend, y'all. I thought I saw something that got me excited. And as I'm trying to get my chat on with all this traffic just all of a sudden driving by. And first, before I get to my topics, I wanted to send a shout out to my man Keith Stancil, who's down here this weekend from Chicago. He brought his daughter down to school in the DFW area. It was good seeing you, man. It's been too long. Hope to see more of you, bro. I guess now your daughter's down here in school, you'll come down more. We get to hang out a little more. So shout out to my man Keith. And let's see what else. Shout out to those of you who, got something accomplished this past weekend, even if it's just catching up on sleep. But one would think that we've been catching up on sleep the last 5 months. But hey, for some of us, though, that insomnia, it didn't take a break during the pandemic. I guess for the pandemic, it created more anxieties and sleepless nights for a lot of people in the country and even the world. So hoping that we can all find that much desired peace and that sound rest at night. So we still got a little ways to go before the pandemic is officially or will be deemed officially over. But I'm predicting that as soon as the election is over, all of a sudden there's no pandemic anymore. There's no anything. And number two, all of a sudden there's a vaccine that's going to be brought out where people will be forced to take it, or for your child to go to school or you to go back to work and all that kind of foolishness. So y'all know how this shit works. Capitalists are busy at work trying to make these trillions of dollars off of possibly shooting poison in your arms. Sanchez, what's up, my man? And who is this over here? Is that Travis? Hold on, let me look. My bad, let me look up. Gavin, what's up? So y'all know after I get my stroll on, I won't be able to send too many shout-outs to those of you who are logging on and listening. And I hope y'all are sharing this live. It's going to be kind of a short live, I think. There's some specific points I want to share with you all. You can't really just lay down without some BS popping off. And always some BS just popping out of nowhere this election season, so there's going to be some mess popping off. And so I want to read to you my topics on this August 24th, and things that are on my mind. And that's what I do in my morning chats. I just share with you what's on my mind. It is not the law. It's just my thoughts. Oh yeah, for those of you who tuned in and will in the future check out my live conversation last night with the young brother, Dominic McDonald. Well, he goes by author Dominic N. McDonald here on Facebook. He's a poet, he's a writer. And he wrote a piece of commentary that's been shared, he said, now over 58 times, about him pretty much checking out of the black community if he's not valued as a heterosexual masculine black man for his intelligence and strength, only when used to be an apologist for bullshit that other black dudes do, in a sense. So he's saying, look, he's asking other brothers, look, retreat from this current feminist pushed or feminist controlled black community and become you and find strength in you and build on you as a black man. And so when we all get this together, we can all come back together in the natural order of things. Black men and black women coming together as you're a woman and I'm a man. Right now, feminists have trained a lot of these little black girls and young adult women and older women as masculinized, angry dudes. And a lot of young brothers today are like, you know what, y'all can have that shit. And a lot of young brothers are realizing that black women are not just in America, they're global. And so, if she's not acting right in Texas, I'll try Cali. If she's not acting right in Cali, or nationally as well as globally. Or if not, if I think this American culture is toxic, well, I have a passport. I'll go to Belize. I'll go to Colombia. I'll go to the very southern part of Mexico. I'll go to Africa, one of the countries in Africa. And that information should be shared to all black men. You are not just relegated to American culturized black females. You can get black women all over the world. And it's not about chasing another race. It's about finding a culture of women that is conducive or appreciative of you being a man and your masculinity. That's what this is about. So when sisters say, oh my God, he's telling black men not to date black women. No, he's saying you date the right ones. And culturally speaking, a lot of sisters are on the wrong side of this culturally. And that's why you have such a low percentage of marriage among Americanized black women. So, all right. That's why a lot of Asians and Hispanics, sisters, Latina sisters are, getting it in. Mary Max, good morning, sweetheart. And so, anyway, shout out to Mr. Dominic for being one of my first guests on Conversations with Rico. And I'm often looking around on Facebook to see some brothers who are saying some profound things. And I will invite you to come on my YouTube channel to have a conversation about something that you said it was profound or I see something profound about you or unique that I want to share with the rest of the world or with my little subscribers, and hopefully it'll get shared. Next week, my goal is to have on a black conservative. A true black conservative, meaning he went to a HBCU, got a black wife, black kids, what I understand. Maybe I'm misquoting. And he voted for Trump. I think he has plans to vote for Trump again. And I asked him if he would mind being on the show. And I'm going to try to work that out this week and try to have him on next Sunday night, August 30th. I'm going to try to have him on my YouTube channel to have that discussion, to see who he is and what the pitfalls and how has he been treated by people who look just like him. Because if you know black people are catching hell just for trying to say, hey, look at Trump's policy. Oh my God, you must be a Trump supporter. So imagine him being a black conservative to the point that he votes for Trump, he supports him. I want to hear what that brother has to say. So that's August 30th on my YouTube channel, Rico the Opinionist. Opinionist. Okay. This morning, when did I get that damn text? Last night, talking to my friend to the end, Mary Max, and she shared me a video. And I did not know about Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Showed me a video that's making its way across social media and has now made it to mainstream news of the cop literally grabbing his shirt as he was trying to get in his car. You know, I guess getting away from the cop. Another case, a black man running away, and the cop getting mad because he's running away from him. He grabbed his t-shirt and just shot into his body. Gow, gow, gow. 7 times or something like that. And that stayed on my mind, that image. And we can ask, well, what happened before then? Well, let's say this. If there's video that shows that he murdered a cop just before he was trying to get into his car, or beat up 3 cops, still, unless the footage before that shooting presents him murdering a cop, I don't want to hear anything else. That was totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary, especially when we have so many examples of others fighting with the cops. Tussling with the cops, snatching them off of people, running away from the cops, and they don't shoot. They barely even tase. But a black male in the inner city, or appear to be half lower middle class neighborhood, he can't do shit. He can't run. He can't debate. He can't jump. He can't do shit. And all of a sudden, their guns are drawn. And then that little punk behind him, as the man was emptying his gun into the man's back area, the little punk behind him had his gun like the guy was going to turn around. I'm going to tell y'all, look, that's my first topic. I'm going to get right back to it. My next topic is black men, don't vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Don't. I'm telling you flat out, do not vote for these people. And I'll tell you why in a minute when I get back to it. And my third topic is, I want to show black men, or suggest to black men, the right way to protest these shootings. All right? So let me go back to the first one, them shooting the guy. You know, and I'm still reading up on the story just like many of you are. Because a lot of us haven't gotten the story yet because it just happened yesterday. And, you know, and I'm kind of over being angry because that's not the emotion that you should have all the time. And when I look out, you know, the immediate response is they send out the goon squad of all the cops with the shields and the guns and the rubber bullets and all that kind of shit. I'm over all of that. And then it never fails, and all these murders of public lynchings and public murdering of black men. I want black women to listen, and everybody else. But somebody start yelling Breonna Taylor, even Sandra Bland. See, what they do to black men is publicly murder them. Well, we read about what they did to the sister. Oh my God, that was terrible. But we have to watch them do that. That's the big difference why people say there's no big outrage over Breonna and other black women who've been murdered by the cop. They're not murdered publicly. They publicly and purposely murder black men. Because there's a message they sent to other black males. This is what will happen to you when you dare stand up to the powers that be and be a man. Or you dare say, fuck you and get out of my face. Everyone else can say that. Then it goes back to like, you ain't white, so. Or, you know, and other groups can say that. Even gay men get away with the police because they get to acting clownish. Yeah, first of all, bitch, yeah, bitch. And the police just kind of laugh at them because they put them in a category of women. And I need y'all to understand that they're murdering unarmed, heterosexual, masculine black men. They're not murdering anybody else unarmed. And when else gets a pass, at least get arrested. They don't even beat up or tase mass murderers, the white mass murderers. They even take them out to lunch and put them in a car gently. Y'all see how this works? And so, yeah, they're out there burning up stuff and all that. I guess I'm over that too. Because it's always these same two groups that I see out there, and y'all need to pay attention, black men and black women who care. See, there's always these little snowflake privileged, whether they lower income, middle income, or high income Caucasians. They're still privileged because they're white under the United States Constitution and a lot of the laws in all 50 states that help to make sure their whiteness is acknowledged systematically above all others. Number two, you got a bunch of black chicks out there yelling and having conversation with the damn police. Number three, some effeminate black dude that's yelling over everybody. Yes, well, Black Lives Matter. And I have to go to work. You have to go to work. You know, those three factions, black men, heterosexual, masculine black men, are the ones who's supposed to be the ones standing up for you. And I'm here to tell you, you don't want that. Because all that is, it's a game. And black men, heterosexual, masculine black men, what is your silence about? You know, what is that about? It's like we've been shocked into submission. You know, it's every time I look around, you got a bunch of women out there, a bunch of these white snowflakes that get a chance to tear up some shit on behalf of whatever black angst and anger that black people have. That's their way of, because they're naturally anarchists. They've always been like, you know, fuck the king. We're going to tear this up. Boston Tea Party white folks, they're still here. Any chance they get a chance to tear some shit up because something they may be upset about, and you think it's about you, you know, they call them Antifa. Not about you black folks and black men being murdered. It's about their own angst, their own dissatisfaction with the way the country is going, that's not really pushing the narrative that they're more favorable with. You understand? Liberal whites are no different than conservative whites. One thing about conservative whites, they believe in, you know, staying in their own space. But these liberal whites that y'all think is so cool with y'all, liberal democratic whites, well, they take liberties and try to cross boundaries. They think they're speaking for you. And a lot of us sit back and allow them to speak on behalf of black folks, black dead bodies. And not enough black men speaking out on our own. And so you have these women out here, women and children. Y'all killing black men, y'all Black Lives Matter. That bullshit, cut it out. It's weak and it's stupid. And you see, and that crowd, they always say the same things that's so embarrassing. Stop killing us. Y'all talking about we're the threat, but y'all got all the guns. Well, here's the thing about conservative white men. Conservative white men got guns. They'll never say that stupid shit. They just produce their pistols. And guess what? The police don't fuck with those who have guns. What I'm advocating here is understand if you're going to claim we're all Americans, black woman and feminine black man and white snowflake out there burning up shit, tearing up shit. Also evoke the Second Amendment right to bear arms. Why don't we ever talk? How come black folks ever talk about that? That's what I'm talking about. If y'all notice, in Michigan, when the white boys went up there with all those guns, AKs and shit, them cops backed up. So y'all out there yelling and screaming, all it does is agitate the police and agitate people like me. Shut the fuck up. Go back and protest the real way. Out there yelling and screaming at individuals who are given marching orders to subdue a crowd, knowing that they've done some fuck shit. And now, of course, those two cops are on leave. See, y'all know how this thing works? Let me show y'all how this is supposed to work when they murder black men, unarmed black men, unjustifiably. You know how Jews got Nick Cannon licking all the crack of their ass? And got Nick Cannon giving them money, donating money to Jewish causes, synagogues and shit, and want him to build he volunteered. I'm gonna build a community center for Jews in the black neighborhood. Got Nick Cannon literally licking their balls and licking their ass cracks, all because of a statement he made that had a lot of truth in it. How they came together in their Anti-Defamation League and the American Jewish Defense League and all of this stuff they got going on. But we haven't built a protective fence around black people, and certainly not around black boys. Black boys and black men are everybody's utility, everybody's resource, dead or alive. And so there's no quick repercussions for when they do terrible things to black men and black boys. But Nick Cannon just made a statement on a podcast that they deemed as anti-Semitic or against white Jews. And they got Nick Cannon literally laid out butt naked with his legs sprawled, buck breaking him in his booty hole. That's what's happening to Nick Cannon. And we're watching it live on TV, on video. I mean, it's just like he's a 10-year-old now. He was talking all that shit to Eminem. And talking all that shit. That's the kind of man I am. But as soon as you made that truthful statement about that community, now they got you around here with a baby beer bone dribbling at the side of your mouth, Nick Cannon. And so that's the kind of response, that's the kind of reaction, quick reaction we're supposed to have whenever a cop or whoever kills and murders or disrespects black people. But in order for you to have that kind of oomph about you, you have to learn your culture and know who you are. A lot of us don't know who we are, and we don't want to read about it because it interferes with our multiculturalism and our diversity and our false sense of inclusion. So we don't want to read Dr. Claude Anderson. We don't want to read Dr. John Henry Clark. We don't want to read Dr. Amos Wilson. We don't want to read Dr. Joy Leary. We don't want to read Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and the list goes on. We don't want to read G.M. James' Stolen Legacy. We don't want to read, so because that'll interfere with our current comfortability under white racism, under the system of racism and white supremacy. Because see, when you know better, you're forced to do better. This is not anti-anybody. I'm just showing you how Jews and everyone else have built that fence, that protective fence around their group. But black people haven't done that yet because we won't read the information. It's almost like trying to hand a cross to a vampire. Oh no, that burns. Carter G. Woodson's miseducation of the Negro. No, that burns. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, they came before Columbus. Oh no, that burns. So we're not going to, we don't want to read any of that. And so that's why we keep being played in this society. You know, it's unfortunate that we don't know any better. And as I talk, I'm going to run down through all the topics so they all kind of bleed into each other. You know, the second one, let me go past the second one and go to the third one, which is black men. How we should respond to this. You know, it's very interesting how black men show their unity and their power in other ways except for coming to the aid of one of the shooting victims. And I'm not talking about the black men in the hood. I'm talking about these black men with groups and platforms and organizations and, you know, let's start with, and I'm going to point out all the groups of black men. Things that we can do to protest better. This is a different way to protest instead of being out there yelling in the police face. Let me tell you something. Let's go back to number one. See, all those folks who are out there, they're trying to get on. They're trying to get clout. And it always takes the murder of a black man for everybody to eat off of. Meaning, everybody out there is hoping that their cell phone footage, including the white boy that's doing a lot of this, he says documenting, hoping that their footage gets picked up by mainstream media. Some black chick out there all in the face of the police hopes that she'll get on Good Morning America. And all of a sudden now, all those people who are yelling at the police, they get these undeserved, unwarranted titles of social activists. Did y'all notice that? And all these protests, they all of a sudden now they're social activists. They're great activists. I mean, these are people who was one doing shit before a black man was murdered by the cops. One doing shit in society. But all of a sudden now you get to stand, you're allowed to stand and cuss the police out, and they have to stand there and listen to your bullshit. And all of a sudden, you may go viral. And now the next wave, right now that everybody's kind of reacting and talking crazy, the next thing we're going to see are photos of people holding signs and shit. Y'all know the routine. That organized way of social activism. They're hoping their sign and go viral. Everybody wants to go viral because social media has created a platform, a venue where everyone can present some form of a platform or something. And doesn't even have to be real. But all of a sudden now they're social activists, and so you'll see them on Good Morning America, the Today Show, and on the talk show circuit across the country. And get on these little black radio shows talking about, yeah, we was out there, yeah, we was letting them know that we will not have it anymore, blah, blah, blah. See, that's the same routine. And so, again, just like Eric Garner, just like Alton Sterling, Castillo, Tamir Rice, just like the first Trayvon Martin, just like George Floyd. Everybody else gets to eat off the death of black men, and I'm trying to get a black man to understand this. Even the person laying next to you, black man, is getting to eat off of you. Because the instinct how they get to yell at the police, and yell at the police and talk crazy, all of a sudden, they're on the cover of Time magazine, holding the black fist, and they ain't did shit but talk shit. Woo! Black men, stop giving your power away. Stop giving your image away. Stop giving your life away to others. And I wrote a post that said, the black male is the modern day, is the Jesus Christ of today. The black man is crucified so that others may live a long and prosperous life. That is the black male. Because as soon as the black male dies, everyone else gets to rise. Uh-oh, I just did another t-shirt. God damn, don't steal that. Y'all heard it on my live. When a black man dies, others get to rise. And that's how it works. We are the Jesus Christ of the day. If you don't believe it, just look around. This doesn't happen with anyone else. It's not all this stuff. No one gets clout and fame off of anyone else's death. Just saying, black men, you're a very vital part of this society. Not just dead, but alive. If we start acting like we are valuable ourselves. We just kind of going by and just act like stuff is not going on. So that's why they're out there now. All those folks are hoping to become stars. Yeah, there's some legitimate people who heard about it, but move on. Yeah, you burn up your Winn-Dixie where you live, your Piggly Wiggly, your Kroger, your Fiesta, your one of the banks. But let me tell black men how they can actually do a real protest while everybody else trying to get clout off the death of a black man. See, this is what black men can do. You know, there's this group called Black Hebrew Israelites. And last summer or summer before last, they had about 5,000 of them lined up quietly, I think in the street of Memphis, Tennessee. It was like, man, it's like a mile long of all of them. Man, they showed such strength, such discipline, such power. Those are the people who should be. If there's going to be a march or movement, that group of men should be out there. Next group of men should be out there because, that's discipline. And it brings that power and that energy when black men show up. Not these fruity tooties, black lesbian matter black dudes. And these screaming ass, undisciplined women. And these snowflake ass white folks who just want, and what I call these suburban Mexicans. And these confused biracials who get out there and want to go out, yeah, Black Lives Matter, stop killing us, all that old gay ass shit. Yeah, I said it. And next group, Black Greek letter organization black men. Y'all can come together for your annual balls, and now you come together to support a non-black woman just because she's an AKA and just because she went to HBCU, but she's nowhere near being black. All you black Greek letter dudes, y'all come together in the thousands to do that, but I can't get you to come together in the thousands to stand up against police brutality against black men, who I guess, unfortunately, these black men aren't Greek letter affiliated. So, and I guess in y'all mind, who gives a fuck? At least that's the impression I give, because I've never seen no Q, no Kappa, no Alpha, no Sigma. None of them, now iota, stand arm in arm as black men to say, we are not going to allow you to kill one of us, meaning black men, not black Greeks. And the next group of black men, the black men who love the NFL, just will not stop watching, will not stop wearing their bullshit, just will not stop going to their games, will not turn their bullshit off. We got tons of black men out here who can be represented on the forefront of stopping this. And I'm not saying going out there yelling at the police, just make a statement and saying that it's enough. And the way you begin the process of making it enough, black men, when you're united, actually, regardless of your affiliations, regardless of your belief systems. Oh yeah, don't forget the fruit of Islam. It's thousands of y'all out here across the country. Why aren't y'all out there? Black men. Because we got the white, we got the black women, we got the gay or feminine black dudes, we got the white snowflakes. But there's nowhere the heterosexual masculine black men groups at. 100 black men of America and beyond. How come y'all haven't come out in full force and gotten your members together? You know, all these black male groups that boast about having thousands of members. Why haven't you joined together with the black Hebrew Israelites, the FOI Fruit of Islam brothers, and why haven't, you know, in the Greek letter brothers? How come y'all haven't gotten together and formed that 1 million men who said we're not taking it anymore? Why? What's the problem? See, God and the world is waiting on black men to stop this. And stop letting everyone else exploit the deaths. And stop all this infighting and debating. Well, you know, he might have been a criminal. You know, that shit. That's not even the point. The point is, was the shooting legal or illegal? We can see that it was illegal. But, you know, the court system gonna probably more likely let them off and we're just gonna move on. You know, and now you motherfuckers stop talking about some damn, well, you gotta go out there and vote. I guess. We'll get to that in a second. That's what I'm pushing, how black men should protest. Number two, what black men should do. To show, because we don't have to go out there, but we have to go out there, you only go to two places. You stand up, you go to the state house of that state and do your press conference, let it be known that this is not going to happen. You go to the mayor's office in each city, black men saying this is not going to happen. The mayor's office in that city, Kenosha, we're not going to have it anymore. And also, black men who send your sons to these white schools, your football sons, your basketball sons. This is what you can do to show them that we're not having it anymore in America. Y'all allowing these racist cops or these untrained, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, bitch-ass cops, just shoot up black dudes just because you mad. Because you were given maybe giving marching orders. I think they were giving marching orders. The way, you know, the way J. Edgar Hoover said in the 50s and 60s, we must prevent the rise of a black messiah. Yeah, and I know some. Well, they motherfuckers, they ain't no Malcolm X, whatever. Symbolically, it is a message to us that all of us are susceptible to this. Do you understand? All of us are. Whether it's in the inner city or the suburbs, black men are black men under white supremacy. Get that through your thick ass head. Heterosexual masculine black men are the target. I know a lot of you do a lot to stay out the way, but eventually, you know, when it comes down to it, how are we going to respond when that shit comes down on us? As long as you're out here dating, as long as you're out here being around women and all of that, or being in disagreeable arguments with each other, you know, it's just human interaction. The police can be called, and emotions and tempers can flare. You understand? We don't know what that situation was. So anyway, number two, what black men can do is you withdraw all of your sons that you sent to these white schools to play sports for them. Take them out before the week is out and let it be known. I'm withdrawing my son. I'm withdrawing my daughter from your school until they stop the murdering, until systematically they stop the murdering and the attack of black boys and black men. That is where you send your message. Because the way to hurt a capitalist and a white supremacist system is withdrawing your money. Your children are your money. Take them out of these white schools starting today. Withdraw them in protest. That's how you protest, black men. That's the way we protest. We should protest. Withdraw your students, your top athlete from all these white schools, take them out and put them in one of the 106 HBCUs. And now that's how black people can let the world know we're not having this shit anymore. because we're finally going to do for ourselves. And if you can, black men, take your money out of these banks and put them in one of the 13, I think it's about 12 or 13 black-owned banks in the country. Take them out. But see, I know all that sounds too much like right, because we don't have that much faith in each other. But all we have is suspicion and questions. But with everybody else, we don't ask them anything. We just give them our money, give them our children. We just do everything. See, those are the things that's going to get America's attention. You understand how that works? Protest that way. All that tearing up shit and running around and becoming targets, get shot in the face with rubber and plastic bullets, that don't solve shit. All it does is help them get an erection, because they get to legally shoot Negroes. And while those whites who are standing up for you get to go back to their cushy suburbs and live their white lives, and those biracial mulatto suburbanites, they get to go back. The Mexican suburbanites, they get to go back. They go back to their respective barrios in America, in the hood and shit, where they come from. Or their suburbs. Y'all think, and don't think like women. Well, we need the numbers. No, you don't. We need our own numbers. It's 45 million blacks in America. Y'all don't think that could make an impact justice-wise? It's funny, we can make an impact economically. We're making someone else rich. We can make $1 billion+ for a damn movie that had nothing to do with black folks, called Black Panther. A fake-ass island or whatever called Wakanda. We can do that. We can buy up all the jewelry and all the cars. We can make an economic impact for other people's pockets, but we don't understand the concept of making an impact on ourselves for justice, which in turn will let them know we're not having it. But I know what I'm saying is over the top, especially when you're comfortable you found a comfortable couch to sit on under white racism, white supremacy. I know. But I'm telling you, until we start behaving like a group, all this stuff will continue to happen. All this teaching your son the A through Z way of behaving when you pulled over by a cop, and nobody cares about that shit. They don't even care. Until we start showing with our money, we're going to say to the world, and black men do blogs, write books, write articles, YouTube videos saying, this is why I took my son, my daughter out these white schools in protest. Number two, this is why I stopped watching the NFL and NBA on TV. I'm not watching that shit. We all gonna watch this Bounce TV, everybody. And so therefore, if we all start watching Bounce, we can empower them to put on more shows that we want to see. And not just some bullshit like some P-Valley, even though that's not on that network, that's on a cable, another network. An app network, I guess, or Stars, or one of them. Fuck. So, see how that works, black men? We have to let our voices be heard. Let the women, let the effeminate gay black dudes, and let the snowflake white liberals be out and yelling at the police and get their asses kicked and tear gassed and shit. See, we've moved past that. Now it's institutionalized in a sense that our protest should be systematic. And it should be, you don't have to be out there. All you gotta do is just say, I just like to withdraw my son. Oh, but he's our top running back. That's okay, he'll be the top running back for Grambling. Oh my God, she scores the highest scores. Well, it's all right, she'll be the top scorer for Southern. Oh, he's our top athlete in our baseball team. That's okay, he'll be the top baseball player at Jackson State. Y'all see how that works? And that's called black pride. And that's called black power. That's what that is. It's called doing an economic embargo. And without you even noticing, you'll start seeing our race become empowered when you start doing for self. And that's all. When I'm naming those scholars, those books, if you want to copy my black book list, send me an email address to my messenger if you're on this live. See, that's called black empowerment. Black power, when you do for self. All those scholars that I mentioned, those people who wrote these books for us to read and follow so we'll know how to behave in this society today, that's why I mentioned them, because they talk about self-empowerment. Malcolm X always talking about do for self. We only tend to quote Malcolm, what women do. The black woman is the most unprotected, the least respected. You know, whew. That's the only quote y'all want to put up. But Malcolm said a whole lot of wonderful things, thus for us to grow on even 60 years later, 50 years, 60 years later. But we don't seem to use the quotes that encourage us or even command that we do some footwork. We just like to say stuff because it sounds cool. Quote, 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 quote. Quote, 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 quote. And did I mention quote, quote? That's all the fuck we like to do. We don't like to do the work behind the quotes. Those quotes came from work that those people were doing. How y'all think quotes come about? And some people on Facebook, I love James Ball. I love to hear him speak. Well, his speech came from work that he was doing. That's how these quotes came about. Whenever y'all quote one of the scholars from back in the day and the activists, it came from them actually doing the goddamn work. My God. That's how the quotes came about. Stokely Carmichael. You know what I'm saying? H. Rap Brown. There's speeches on those cats all over YouTube, but we won't go watch them because we're comfortable. We found a comfortable seat, a comfortable couch under white supremacy. Well, I'm cool right here, but it ain't came to me yet. You know, we're going to have to stop that. Because it wasn't just one Jew that came after Nick Cannon. It was a whole community of Jews that came after Nick Cannon. And like they are, it's not just one Jew that goes after Farrakhan. It's a whole group of Jews that come after Farrakhan. Y'all know how this works? But we won't even come together as a group to appropriately go after the system that's killing us. Or systematically trying to annihilate us. Since the creation of black boys. And what they do, they say, what about black girls? They destroy them too. Well, they're mentally manipulating black women. They say, here, have all the ice cream you want. Here, here. And so they think that the system is okay with them. They have their complaints, but they're not being annihilated. Go look around. Go to the black neighborhood. All you see is girls and women. Where the men at? That lets you know who the target is, fellas. And ladies who are logical thinkers who support black men. So we got to get past this and understand that the black male is the target, and black men need to understand that you are the target. I know every day, you know, right now everything is fine. I'm walking here, I'm chilling, but just because it's not happening to me, you know, I'm not going to be a jackass enough to think it cannot happen to me, because I'm a black-looking dude. I actually look black and I sound black. Y'all know how that works? I'm out here walking daily, so far until I just get tired of doing it. The melanin is popping. Yeah. So, black men, did y'all hear what I just said? The way we should do it. And next, number 3, after we've withdrawn our kids from these white schools, stop watching damn NFL. Burn all that bullshit that y'all spend all that money on. Stop getting the PlayStations. Learn to read a book and stop playing PlayStation so much, grown-ass black dudes over 21. I ain't never seen a bunch of grown-ass dudes in their 20s and 30s playing fucking games on fucking TV and computer. Read a book, brothers. Learn something else. Enlighten yourself so we can all be a part of this conversation. Not just be shocked into the conversation. Damn. Yeah. Some of y'all got more tattoos than books. And it's funny, back in the day, in the 90s, brothers just try to put their books on display, their book collection. You say, yeah, I got this book, I got that book, I read this book. Now all they want to do is show off rims and tattoos. Of course, not all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And then some of them have nerve to brag about how many baby mamas they got. Shameful. How far we've fallen. So, the third way to protest. Fund politicians who will fight for us on the state and federal level. These black attorneys in the black community, constitutional attorneys, criminal attorneys, where y'all at? Y'all should be working hard and getting some of these laws changed. It can't just be Ben Crump and Lee Merritt. You need more than just those two. They can't take on all the goddamn cases, all these black dudes around here. And I think another name was thrown out, Chris Stewart in Atlanta. We got thousands or hundreds of thousands of black dudes graduating with law degrees annually. And why haven't y'all connected or at least created our own base that goes strictly after these laws that are attacking black men and black boys? You understand? There's so much that we can do. We're sitting around here like we're sitting around here waiting on Jesus. It's weird. Yeah, we've gotten worse than women. I understand women are always waiting on men to do stuff for them. That's what women do. But they also get up off their ass. If it's something they want, they'll get it. But black dudes, the whole thing if you heard this statement, it was said to me when I was a student at Grambling State University. It was said to a group of us. Shout out to Mr. Eddie Milton Jones. He was my literature teacher, my professor at Grambling State University. He said that black people pay for what they want, but beg for what they need. And black men, I'm going to attach that statement to us. Y'all go out and pay for all the things, the material things, and things that bring particular lower half desires and pleasures to you. But when it comes to justice, we're out here begging for justice instead of going out there and getting it. And I just gave you 3 ways which we can do it. If you're going to go out there and be seen, let it be known first that we're not having it anymore. It's over. I'm talking about you groups out there, Black Greeks, Hebrew Israelites, Fruit of Islam, 100 Negroes of America, and all your other little groups of black men that say you out there building strong, we're mentoring black boys. You know, let's go out here and show them an example of what men do. Men also stand up for themselves before the world and say, no more. This is not going to happen anymore. That is it. We are no longer going to sit behind and allow women, white snowflake liberals who want to tear up shit and then make it look like it's a black thing, and effeminate, gay, LGBT black dudes. We're real men who are going to stand up before the world and say, no more. This is it. This is it. It's going, and now it has to stop, it's going to stop. And fill in the blanks. And number 2, we're going to encourage every young man 16 years old and up to understand his Second Amendment right. You have the right to bear arms. That is American. It's in the Constitution. So all these white men understand that. Instead of taking black boys to football camps all the goddamn time, and basketball camps as your solution to getting them out of the ghetto, getting them out of the environment, why don't you take them hunting? Show them how to hunt. Show them how to shoot. Take them on camping trips and show them that stuff. That's what black men can do to teach black boys how to protect themselves. Instead of handing them a goddamn helmet and a football helmet and a basketball, hand them a law book and a medical book. So we got to change how we do things. A lot of our young men and older men are unprepared out here. And also teach them about Dr. John Henry Clark. Teach them about Dr. Claude Anderson. Teach them about Dr. Amos Wilson. All these men that talk about the survival of black boys. Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu. Michael Porter, killed them before they grow. Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu wrote Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. See, black men, we have to be re-educated on who we are. So we'll learn whose we are. That's the problem. When I see this, I'm over the fucking protest. I'm over this shit until we come together as a group and do the work. And to make, because these people are not going to stop. Nobody stops kicking a motherfucker who laying on the ground. Stop kicking me. Stop kicking me. You okay, you kick me again, but stop kicking me. A bully doesn't stop because you pray for him, fool. A bully doesn't stop because you scream in his face. The bully stops when you knock his fucking head off. And I say that because that's what all of us at some point had to do when we were in junior high school and high school. I know I had to a couple of times in junior high school to get bullies off of me, because I always believed I was too little for that shit. I saw other little guys getting bullied by bigger guys or what they perceived as tougher guys, and the shit looked pathetic. You know, you get up and, man, move your hands around this motherfucker. Yeah, bitch, yeah, oh, you got me, boom, boom. That bully, and somehow they respect you. And black men, we have not garnered the true respect in this society. Women have said, oh, you respect black men. You know, not like this stuff just matters and shit, but I'm just saying, even amongst each other, we don't try to encourage that enough. You know, where are the preacher consortiums at, the minister consortium, where y'all at? Why aren't y'all, but I don't want y'all out there spewing no damn Bible verses. If you're not talking about black liberation, empowerment in your church, I don't want to talk to you. I'm talking about real. No, not attacking black men. You stand up for our women, you protect it. I ain't talking about that bullshit. Because that same way, or just might well, brothers, just stay out the motherfucking church. Because they ain't talking to you at all. They're just talking to the women. If they gonna talk like that. So, I hope I've made myself clear about what black men should be doing as it relates to how to stop these police shootings. It's very simple. And also, I'll even throw in, you know how we act. A lot of us in the black male community act. If someone steps on our Jordans, they hardly can't make it. Or someone pushes us barely in a crowded club, but his shoulder hits yours. You look at him like, man, one more time, motherfucker, one more time. You know, how come we can't act like that when it comes to this shit? That's how we should be behaving with white supremacy and cops. The ones who are going rogue and just gonna do them and try to shoot motherfuckers. You got your hands up. I've seen a few videos. Dude got his hands up and they still shot him. See, that kind of shit, that's what I'm talking about. That can stop. And when they go off leave, sometimes you gotta find them motherfuckers. I'm just saying. Because a black dude in the hood, if he's shorted the dope man some money, all of a sudden there's immediate retaliation. They're shooting up folks' mama houses and all kinds of shit. But cops shooting dudes illegally can't get none of that action. Y'all cut it out. No, be men. Stand up, goddammit. Stand up. That's what we have to do. Let it be known that it's not happening anymore, as an entire group of 2-3 million black men need to stand up and come together and say no more. Y'all keep playing with us. This over. It's too long. Y'all, it's actually like a game to people. It's a ritual. They even got white girls get chance. White female cops get to shoot niggas now. Black dudes. You know they playing games now. So let's cut it out. Stop it. And let it be known we're not doing that anymore. You will not choke another one in our face. You will not beat another one up in our face. You certainly will not shoot another one in our face. And that's what needs to be said to the world by a large mass group of black men who are not playing with your ass anymore. Number 2, withdraw your children, black fathers, from these white schools. Take them all out and send them to HBCUs. Number 3, withdraw your money from these banking institutions and put them in black banking institutions. So much to the point that they have to open up other black banks to accommodate all your money. You understand? They can open up more. When you support a business, it grows. Just like HBCUs, when you support a business, they will grow. And they get the same programs that you thought that your son or daughter was being given at these white schools. Well, you send your children there and you support it the way you do the white ones, you'll be amazed of the improvement that can happen within a year. Or hell, even 6 months. But this could be done before this week is out. If y'all are true, if y'all are serious about getting justice. And then encourage these black dudes, all these black dudes with law degrees, you know, let's just join in. Let's help Lee Merritt. Let's help Ben Crump. Let's help Chris Stewart out of Atlanta. Let's help these 3 brothers. When there should be at least 2,000 black lawyers all joining together to go in and fight, get these cases and get these cops and get these pensions, get these laws changed. At least it should be 10,000, should be an organization of 10,000 black lawyers across America strictly fighting for constitutional rights of blacks. I mean, I'm talking about to the point that not only get these cops fired, but get their pensions. Get these cops pensions and they go to jail for 50 years. You understand? That's how you do it. That's how Jews do it. They make sure you don't have shit. And all you did was say, white Jews aren't the original Jews. And you lose your job. You lose friends because other folks are trained. You ain't supposed to say nothing about them Jews. You know, everyone should be shaking in their boots when they disrespect black men. That means we have to stop it as well. And guess what, sisters? Y'all gonna benefit, because once we start fighting for us, y'all automatically, that protection y'all talking about, that automatically shows up. So that's how that works. And so, let me get on to my next topic. And I'm saying, black men don't vote, do not vote for Joe Biden, that Biden-Harris ticket. Don't. It's stupid. Because it's interesting. And I would even go so far as to say, why are you still Democrats? Why are black heterosexual masculine men still Democrats? If y'all can name me any policy that the Democrats have ever put forward that you benefited from, I'm here to listen. But it's strange to me that black guys are still around here talking about they're Democrats. And around here actually debating the Biden versus Trump thing. Who cares? Why haven't black men decided to become independents and form our own group and demand that each party does something specifically for black men and black boys? That's what I'm trying to lead you into. But I'm telling you, in this race, do not vote for no damn Biden and Harris. Because they've already said what their agenda is. You know what their record is. And you are not a part of the positive part of their record. Both of them are known for locking up black men with no issue. And Joe Biden has already said his first issue on his political agenda is LGBT rights. Now, where the fuck does LGBTQPIA, what other rights do they need, y'all? They ain't gotta have goddamn rights. Now, they just signed, it was just passed in the House and Senate, or was it in that state, that now, if they walking on the job flaming and shit, you can't say nothing about it, you can't make no look, you can't do nothing. What rights do y'all need? Oh yeah, they got to bring about pedophilia. Because that's going to become legal too in the next 3 years. Under that Biden-Harris, pedophilia is going to become legal. Yes, it is. I know, yeah. A 10-year-old boy, it'll be okay for them to fuck a 30-year-old man. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. 30-year-old man fuck a 10-year-old little boy. Mm-hmm. That's what's coming down the pike. If you haven't picked up yet, they got all these trans men dressed up as women going to these elementary schools and daycares, reading to the children. All that is setting the foundation, what's called normalizing their behavior. All of this behavior was in what's called the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Illnesses and Mental Health in 1973-74. It was all there. LGBTQP was all listed as a mental illness up until they politically lobbied and bullied that to be taken out of that manual. It doesn't mean that it's not true, that the information was just removed on purpose so it can normalize what we call today homosexuality, transgenderism. He said it's not a mental illness, I was just born this way. So that's going to be given the excuse for why men like to have sex with children, why women like to have sex with little girls. It's going to be called, it's not a mental illness, I was just born this way. So it's going to be, I'm telling y'all, this shit is sick. Welcome to Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's what the Democratic Party is about. They're about pushing all of the Sodom and Gomorrah behavior. And all of, under the act of, we're all free, we can do what we want to do. I get that. But how's that going to impact the black community? Horribly, the way it's done now. Look at all these little stud girls in the 8th grade. Look at all these just flat out gay chicks in the 10th, 11th grade. And these college campuses got more LGBT boys than straight boys on these campuses, white and black. And then you got the effeminate beta males. So that's what, see, the thing is, I've always known, there's a power elite that's going on. And you got the conservative right, Republicans, power elite, they want to control all the resources. And you got the liberal elite whites that want to control everybody's mind and their soul. So in both parties, when you have people concentrated on the bedroom and sex and sexuality, they're not going to aspire to power. And all of that means we're targeting boys, white, black, Hispanic, what have you. It's to take out the boys. Because if you don't have any boys to grow up to be men to protect the fort, where anybody can just come in and invade, a la what's happening to the black community. The black female is the Pocahontas of the black community. She's letting in what I call the proverbial John Smith into the village against the will of the people, meaning they open the door wide open for gay dudes, pedophiles, and everything else, thugs, Black females do this. That's why the neighborhood is so screwed. They open the gate, let them all in. You go to the club, you see one black female with 3 gay dudes walking up in the club in any other Friday, Saturday night at some of these spots. So, black men, we have to learn and vote what our interests are. There's nothing on the Democratic side that says heterosexual masculine black men. Now, you say, well, what the fuck Trump got to offer? Well, he doesn't have a law that says you should be locked up. He ain't passed none of those laws. Matter of fact, his laws are like letting black dudes out. He doesn't bother black dudes. You know, he doesn't even mention. But somehow, under the Democratic liberal side, black dudes are always mentioned as a way of we need your vote, but we don't have no smoke for you. We ain't got nothing for you. And at heart, black men, you really are conservatives. You're not liberals. You're not liberal on a lot of things unless you got women around you to tell you, it's okay, he can wear that bow in his head, it's still cute. And then you want to keep your wife, you want to keep your daughter smiling, so you go along with it. Y'all see how this works? And next thing you know, the woman and the daughter running the household with a whole man there. Dictating the structure, dictating the temperature of the room when there's a whole man there. So, black men, we are naturally conservative people. Meaning, where do you think manhood comes from? Conservative values. It don't come from liberal behavior. Manhood comes from conservative. Men are supposed to, they say man up. That's conservative. Men are supposed to be men. That's conservative. Men like to go to work and earn and own. Create and own. Those are conservative values. Liberal, well, let them send you food stamps and let them help you. We got it. You don't have to do that much work. You ain't have to not learn. Let me tell you something. You don't even have to not know correct English, because it's okay. You grew up in the ghetto. Ebonics is all you know. It's okay. We'll let you in. Now, who in the hell gets into corporate America or any kind of business world using Ebonics? Well, I don't know where the contracts are, but I is gonna go in the other room and I'ma get them. You know, that's the language of slaves. I understand people are influenced by the environment. That's why we should crack down on this in the inner city and hand out children books instead of Jordan tennis shoes. Instead of handing them 60-inch TVs, we need to build them bookshelves where their new books can go, and encourage them to know how to read. People who know how to read are a more confident group. People who are educated are a more confident group. Therefore, they're able to better sustain themselves. But to perpetuate broken English is silly and it's lazy, and under the Democratic rule, it's intentional. See, Democrats, they live in lavish lifestyle just like y'all accused Republicans are. Democratic whites and these old bootlicking Democratic blacks. Now, y'all want to call the black conservatives bootlickers. That's Simone Sanders. If she ain't no bed wench on Jemima. And that Janelle Hill, whatever hell, Jamel Hill, and I don't know what them Democratic black dudes all on CNN, half of them gay. That's the Democratic Party. So where do you see yourself as a conservative, heterosexual, masculine black man? Conservatives believe in conserving. I'm pushing conservatism here because I recently came out as a conservative. I need to come out as a conservative, but hell, my belief system is that of people behaving appropriately. Conservatism throws out expectations of behavior. When I mention education, learning to read, learning to write, learning to talk correctly, expose yourself to different ideologies about life. Become educated about more than just one thing. And we've always been told that politically, because we black, we're Democrats. If you do the history of it, that's not who we are. The ones who've made the most impact in the black community have been black Republicans. And the ones who signed all these civil rights laws and all this stuff, not civil rights laws, but other rights that we got along the way, a lot of them were Republican governors, Republican mayors, and all that shit. There's some racist fuckers, but you're able to reach them. But you can't hardly reach no Democrat because they have an allegiance to the liberal whites elite, which is funded by a lot of Jews. You know, they have to keep blacks in their place. You know, sprinkle the women with gifts and trinkets, but keep the men out because we'll let the women control them. The black women are like the little soldier generals or the little captains of the black community. They've given them carte blanche rule, funding their rule over the black community. And then it's funny when they say, well, black men need to stand up and take their lead. Yeah, whenever black men do stand up against white supremacists, guess who they get the most pushback from? You got it, the funded foot soldiers called the black female. So, conservative, that's who we are. And I'm just going to say, brothers, don't vote for Biden and Harris. Neither one of them give a shit about you. And this is not to say that Trump or right-wing conservatives give a shit either. But they don't even, how about they don't give a shit, they don't even mention you. The one thing about right-wing conservatives, they understand there's enough white people, plenty of white people in this country to get what they need done. And if they ever talk to blacks, it's not about pandering. It's like, look, you want to make this deal or not? And that's how black men work. That's how men of all races work. We make deals. We're like, hey, all right, and we set boundaries. We'll do this. You bring this to the table, we'll bring that. How you want to work this? That's how men work. That's how we do business. But all this begging and pleading and leaning and shit, that's not who heterosexual black men are. Masculine black men are. That's not who we are. You know, and so that's what I'm saying. Do not vote for this Biden and Harris. But, you know, I told y'all what's going to happen. They're going to cheat Trump out of the election. So, because the Democratic Party is hell-bent on getting a woman as president. So much so that they purposely they kicked Bernie Sanders to the side on purpose for the second time. And they are going to allow a man who has all kinds of signs of dementia or Alzheimer's, you take your pick. They're going to push him, and they're going to work it where Trump is not going to win the second term. And that when Biden wins, he's not going to serve no more than 6 months. Hold on a second, y'all. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. I got my joint here. Mary Max is still good and cold. Amen. And so he's going to do about 6 months. And then he's going to, his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, is going to make the announcement. He's going to stand, or he may muddle out some words. She'll have to read the rest of the speech for him because he'll be so far gone by then. And then, constitutionally, since he will announce that he can no longer finish out his term, Kamala becomes president, and all be great in the land. Women across America and the world will be celebrating. You know, that false celebration that they did when Barack Obama was named the first black president, even though he has a white mama. Oh my God, we have the first African American. And then she'll come out and have a big Indian celebration. That's what her presidential acceptance party is gonna look like. Gonna be now Negro in there. Everybody gonna have the dots and wrap around their head. I know it's terrible. Charges to my head, not to my heart. I'm just telling y'all. The dig is up. And so, and then, per the Constitution, Nancy Pelosi will be named vice president. And so you get what you want, and still white folks still in charge. Y'all get it? So I'm just saying, black men, don't vote for Biden. Who gives a shit? Yeah, and I would say vote for whoever you want to, but not Biden and Harris. Don't do it. That's not the ticket for black men at all on any level. Now, let's say what I just said happens. Even if Biden and Harris wins, I need black men to form a coalition and send out invitations to come to the White House every week to send them demands. Put pressure on their asses every day for 4 years to make sure they do something. Because, see, unfortunately, at least 80% of black men are going to follow black women to the polls and vote for these people. Just like that. That's what I'm saying, brothers. If I can get 30% of you, 40% of you not to vote Biden and Harris, you ain't got to worry about them. You understand? So don't vote Biden and Harris. I know I'm not. I never intention, because I know how to read, and I'm a self-respecting black man. You're not going to have a record of passing laws that targeted black men in the inner city. After you done put the dope, you put the dope in the neighborhood, take the jobs out, fuck people's lives up, and then you come around and pass laws to put them in the new CCA prisons, privately owned prisons. Y'all see how fucked up that was and is? All under Democratic. Let me see, the Republican president put the dope in there, Bush and all those folks. And then Biden, the Democrat, and Democrat Clinton got together and put up the Biden bill, which brought in the 3 strikes law under Clinton, and y'all still call him the first black president, even though he got head job in the White House. And all this president said was, yeah, man, when you're famous, you're rich, oh, they love you. Oh, they love you so much they'll let you grab him in the pussy. He didn't actually grab him, but this dude actually got his dick sucked in the White House. And y'all thought it was cool that he did that. So I don't pay black folks any attention when it comes to their selective morality or their selective condemnation. I don't pay blacks any attention in that regard. God just know how it rolls. It depends on who they like. It's almost like women in harassment on a job. If a guy look like Jerome saying, wow, what's up there, baby girl? Your booty sure look good in that skirt today. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I feel so harassed. And he got to have a seat with HR and explain himself or get just fired. But if he walks in looking like Denzel or Boris Kojo, just want to tell you, you wearing that dress, you look kind of thick in that skirt. King Kong ain't got nothing on you. Ooh, Denzel, you so stupid. You better go on if I ask you out to lunch. Well, you do that. You do that. And then it'll be just fine. That's how I take black folks. It just... and I don't take them seriously. So anyway, I think y'all got my point. I just want to share those 2 or 3 things with y'all, and I appreciate all of you for joining me. Thank you for joining me last night on my live. And this too will be put up on my Facebook page in case you didn't share this or mess with me on the Cash App. It's on there. It's on my Facebook page, my YouTube, Cash App, $ Black Man Mojo, PayPal me, Rico Rivers, holla at your boy. So let me go ahead and get my jog on, and we will talk again tomorrow. We'll probably do an update on what's happening with this brother Jacob Blake. Y'all now say his name. And we're just gonna vibe again tomorrow. Let me finish up still a beautiful sunny morning. Y'all take care, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Let me see if I'm doing this right.